I'm here, Marcus Pickens from Wine Marlborough with Stephen Moran from Manitoba Licensing Control Board.
Manitoba Liquor Control
Liquor
Commission.
Control Commission. It's a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you're a product ambassador for them. What's that involve?
It's a new position. It combines elements of internal product education for our staff, particularly with retail staff. We do a lot of public seminars and media work. And we also get involved with our product assortment, selection and deselection.
So
sometimes.
It'll change the way you tell people about Marlborough wines, do you think, this visit?
Yes, it certainly has given, it's so far, only been here a short time, but I'm already getting a better sense of the region, just how diverse it is in such a small area. And now when I'm looking at it on the ground, I'm seeing that there's a much larger extended region as well. So yeah, it's good to understand. You can't just clump it in as Marlborough. There's a lot of regional variation coming through.
I think we'll see that emerge, you know, as time goes on as well, which is very exciting. Everyone's pretty excited in Marlborough. I'm sure you've probably witnessed that. Everyone's pretty passionate and excited about the future here.
Yes.
It's good, isn't it? Now, we were talking just briefly before about the control board you work for, and just some information you were passing by. It might be interesting just to delve into that a little bit.
Okay. Historical perspective, we were established coming out of the Prohibition years after the First World War, when there was kind of an international temperance movement. The public was given a voting option, and they could choose something on the Scandinavian market, which was a controlled distribution of alcohol in the province, or total prohibition, or a totally wide open free market. And the people chose the first option, which was a controlled distribution system.
And are they still entrenched, that control, or what is it?
We are still in place, but we've also tried to move with the times. When I first started with it, it was you would walk into a store, you would go to a board, you would write down on paper what you wanted to purchase. Didn't matter if it was wine or beer or liquor. You would hand it to a cashier. The cashier would take your money, pass the paper to another person who would fill your order. You would never get to look at the bottle, see the bottle, touch the bottle. And in fact, just prior to I starting with the commission, we used to roll them up in brown paper and seal them.
Wow.
And you were required by law to take it from the place of purchase to your place of residence, though that has certainly passed now. The government has revisited. They've opened it up to some private distribution. We have a selection of private wine stores, mainly in the city of Winnipeg, which is the highest population base. There's 8 at present. What will happen in the future, I have no control over and no understanding of. But we still, as an entity, have 56 stores throughout the province. One of the advantages to our system is that it doesn't matter where you are in the province, the price remains the same. So from that perspective, it can be very good when you live in a small, isolated northern community.
Absolutely.
Which can only have product shipped in 6 months of the year because of the conditions. And when we were doing research before we came down here, when we cleared out that low end from all the other categories that are competitive with New Zealand, for instance, all of a sudden New Zealand went from being lower down on the scale. When you put them on a level playing field, all of a sudden New Zealand was quite a bit higher.
Music to my ears.
So, but it was quite interesting to see. We've experienced double-digit growth in the last 12 months rolling for New Zealand as a category.
And is that to do with ranging?
We had increased our selection last year based on a trade show that came through. We listed approximately 20% more than we had already been listing, and we saw 27% growth over that 12 months.
It's encouraging.
Yeah. Our anticipation out of this trip is that we will do a similar sort of increase, possibly larger than the 20%, and we really do expect to see a significant growth.
Wow, that's very encouraging. Well, it's important you've come here.
Yes, and we're happy to be here.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time.
Not a problem.
We'll invite you back.
Thank you.
Based on those good results.
Come and visit. We'll take you ice fishing.
Yes, absolutely.